Hey, thank you to all the strong women that have been major influences in my life. And happy International Women's Day, ladies, to all of you. You know, I'm fortunate to have grown up around strong women. Had two aunts that started teaching school during the Great Depression. They were amazing, cut from a different cloth in a different generation. And I learned a lot from them. They taught me math at the kitchen table using pennies, nickels, dimes, quarters, and they made great food. They they educated a generation from the 30s into the early 70s. It was a long run for them. And yeah, they were born well before the for World War One. And my grandmother, my father's mother, was famous for picking up everything and moving the family off of the farm and telling her husband, my grandfather, that he could come along when he wanted to because they were struggling to make it during the depression. And she moved into the city, bought a house, started taking in boarders from a local college, ran a bootleg bakery out the back of the kitchen, and made a go of it. Right? These are the examples that were set for us and my generation growing up. And since in our generation, I've watched my cousins didn't have any sisters by blood. We have sisters like Eldana Luz Fernandez, Master Sergeant, U.S. Air Force retired. And she's an amazing leader, strong woman, doing great work internationally with helping women raise women out of poverty in Africa. And the women in our family have been successful entrepreneurs, doctors, successful artists, just a wide range of things. Successful in community leadership. I have an aunt on my mother's side of the family that raised 9 kids, was also a major force in the school system, in the local community, a lot of things that happen. You think about that and you hear about something my wife says, is why do women give up their power? Because she has heard, other women tell her, someone took my power. And she's like, why did you give up your power? So just food for thought. Someone can't take your power. It's only if you give it up. And don't, because there's other women, there's a lot of men that will have your back and be there for you, rally around you. Um, and I could list off, if I start listing off women, I'm going to name a few. And if I miss you and we know each other personally in real life, not online, I apologize for that. And it'd be just some of the women that have been on our women in leadership series of interviews, like Laurel Rolls, the second woman to achieve partner at Deloitte back in the day. Women like my wife, who is very strong, first generation American, immigrated here with her family from Hong Kong in the 70s. Now a very strong leader and mentor to millennials in the workforce, both live and remote. Women like Lady Ray, you know who you are, who is strong, having had a very exceptional entrepreneurial history, is now a mover and a shaker in the film industry. People like Deborah Rachel Kagan, young lady, keep knocking it out of the park. What she does a whole series highlighting women. If you haven't, look her up. She runs a multiple podcast, author, great speaker, and a great mentor to other women on regaining their mojo. Right? You've rented the phrase "mojo-licious." God, I love that. Right? It's just amazing, amazing women. There's just examples all over in our generation that are living today, but also throughout history. Also throughout history, Catherine the Great, and a long line of Catherines on my dad's side of the family. Strong women, very strong women, and some of them still running farms in our generation. My cousin Kathy, with her husband, moved to their farm, his family's farm, seventh generation to take over the farm. This was in Ohio, and that farm had been operating for so long it predated the state of Ohio. They're not really sure when it was founded, and she was a mover and a shaker in the farming community. Both of them, her and her husband Jim, ran a full working farm while they both had day jobs that they were very successful at. And she was able to guide, having been involved in the legal profession, was able to guide in setting that up so that it'd be there for future generations. Also got it registered as a historic site. So you look at who are the women that are special in your life, and do you acknowledge them on a regular basis? Talking to you guys, talking to you. If you're a guy, listen to this. I'm pointing at you right now. Do you acknowledge the women in your life? Now, think about that. If you're not learning from the women in your life, then you're missing out. Missing out. I've learned a lot from the women in my life. I've been blessed with the women in my life, and even the relationships that were, shall we say, tumultuous. I'll leave it at that. Was still a blessing because solid, strong women that I learned a lot from in the long run and helped me become the man that I am today by learning how to relate to and properly honor and work with women. Have women as friends. Terry, you know who I'm talking to. I'm talking to you, Terry Robson, for being a major influence and helping me learn to be an actual friend with women. Started that journey, and shout out to her great husband, rock star Mike Robson. Keep on jamming, brother. So it's just it's a beautiful day here, and I was walking and had me think about that. And I appreciate you walking with me and sharing a couple of moments. Put in a if you've got a strong woman that's influenced your life, put it in the comments. Say yeah, me too. Not hashtag me too. That's a whole different thing. But say yes. Call them out. Tell a little bit of the story. I'd love to hear it. Who knows? Maybe somebody that we could tie her into our Women in Leadership series. Love to interview because there's a lot to be learned there. And women, keep supporting each other, right? Have each other's backs, help each other. It's there's a place for competition. There's also a place for appropriate support and appropriate competition. So that's it. Just wanted to say, hey, happy International Women's Day. Thanks for being a part of Wolf's Watch. Ladies, thank you so much for all that you do and for the major impact you've had on my life personally from me. I appreciate it because you've helped me become a better man and continue to be. And it's one of the things I value in the relationships with my wife and the women that I have as friends. That you very much helped me become a better man and give me reason to want to be. So, with that, happy International Women's Day. Thanks for being part of Wolf's Watch. Hit that like button. If you got a comment, drop it in the comments. Even if you're watching this on replay, I track the comments and respond back. And appreciate you being part of the conversation. So, we're going to walk and talk again soon. So, I will see you on the trail. Another beautiful day. Love all the green, man. All the rain we've been having.